Aloha, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Jessica's channel. Today we're going to talk about how awareness is the first step. It's the first step in understanding yourself. It's the first step in becoming your highest self. It's the first step in recognizing who you are and discovering all that you are, and really the first step in changing the habits and the things, the programs that you picked up on that aren't serving you, and then in the long run aren't in your best interest. So this channel is all about self-improvement. It's about loving yourself and building the person that you want to build every day. And I recently started rereading the Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it was so impactful that I want to share, and I want to create a mini series, and I'm incorporating my spiritual life, my fraction of light, how I see the book and how it has impacted my life and what was really, really helpful. So the first step is awareness. And he talks about this thing called the point and call system, where our habits become so automatic once they are ingrained in our system and in our lives, and we do these habits because they serve us in some way. So this point and call system is really helpful because it allows you to verbalize and to be the conscious observer, which is really being your higher self, and to name and say, not even, don't judge them, don't criticize them, don't criticize yourself, but watch your actions as if you're watching a movie and just say, oh, interesting, they're going in for a second cookie, they're going in for a third cookie. Interesting. Like, why is that? Why might that be? And just get curious about the actions that you're taking. So that's the first step. It's naming, it's being aware of the actions that you're taking, because those actions, those small things, create your life. So the big activity, the big thing that I need you to do is to write down your daily habits. If your Monday and Tuesday look different, then write them down. If your Monday through Friday look different than your weekend, then write them down for each day. So for example, my Mondays look different from my Tuesdays, my Thursdays look different from my Fridays. So I wrote down, for example, Monday. So I wake up naturally without an alarm clock. I turn off my meditation music. I go brush my teeth. I go to the restroom. I write down 3 pages freehand. I weigh myself plus take a picture on Monday. I get ready for the gym. I go to the gym. I drive there. So literally every step that you do, write it down. And once you have a full list, you're going to ask yourself, is this a good habit? Is this a bad habit? Or is it a neutral habit? With the understanding and the knowing that these habits aren't necessarily good or bad or neutral. There is no such thing as good or bad, right? I choose not to live in a binary world. I know that there is good and bad, and good in the and bad in the good. What I'm saying here is it all depends on what you're working on. You're going to label these habits as if they're effective in your life. Are they serving you? Are they helping you become the best version of yourself? We all do habits, like I said, because they're serving us in some way. But the truth is, in the long run, are they serving you? Categorize your habits how they will benefit you or hurt you in the long run. So if they're benefiting you in the long run, if it's a net gain, then put a plus. If it is a net loss, if they're hurting you, then put a negative sign. So for example, if you're eating chocolate, a bar of chocolate every day after work, then that's a negative, because in the long run you're going to get diabetes. It's not great for your health. It's a lot of sugar intake. And I love what my pastor said. He said, the value is in the result. The value is the consequence. So the value isn't what other people put on it monetarily. It isn't what you might see in the as the benefit right now, but it's in the long run. It's what is the result of that action. So a good example is food. That's something that I'm really working on and really incorporating since I really value health in my life. And for example, if someone makes a really expensive chocolate covered cheesecake and they value a slice at $50, the end result is still going to be you gaining weight, you maybe having a stomach ache, or if you're lactose intolerant, and if you choose to consume that, or if you choose to consume 2 slices. Like recently I found out the Cheesecake Factory slices of their cheesecake is like over 1,000 calories. That's more than the meal itself. It was just wild. Once you start to become aware and just open your eyes to what you're consuming, whether mentally, emotionally, and the food, and whether it's serving you or not serving you, then this becomes really valuable. And it's not to say that, you have to be super, super strict and, you can't have chocolate here and there. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is really looking at your habits, because if you're doing this every day, then it's a pattern that is ingrained and is affecting your life and your health. So list your habits from Monday through Sunday, every single one, and just label them. Are they serving you? Are they casting a vote for you to be your highest self? Are they casting a vote towards the person that you want to be? And just observe them. Just look at them. Does this behavior help me to become the person I wish to be? And what I started doing is also naming this. Even when I'm walking through my daily life, I start saying, is this behavior serving me to become my highest self? Is this action creating the person that I want to be? And that just has done wonders for me, even just the awareness of it. So does this habit cast a vote towards my desired identity? And just observe, just notice, observe your thoughts and actions without judgment or criticism. And don't even praise, just observe. And again, this is you connecting to your Holy Spirit, your higher self. It's you being the conscious observer. It's you connecting to your breath and your body and getting clear on your intention and what you value, and saying, okay, I'm observing that I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? And I'm just going to recap the 3 steps that he says in this awareness process. Number 1 is the first step in changing any habit, your habit, is awareness. Awareness is key. Second, recognizing the cue that triggers the old pattern. Why are you falling into the old pattern? Is it when you are around food that smells a certain way, when you're around expensive desserts? Is it when you feel rushed? Is it when you feel stressed? Is it when you feel anxiety? What is the cue that is triggering this pattern that you're looking to change? Number 3, make it possible. This makes it possible. This awareness, you bringing attention to it, you just observing, this makes it possible to respond in a way that benefits you long term. When you're able to say it out loud, when you're able to say, okay, I'm noticing that I'm eating this second cookie. I'm noticing that I am not doing my homework and that I'm scrolling on my phone. I'm noticing that I am not going for a run even though I said I want to, and even though I know I get great endorphins afterwards, but I notice that I'm not doing it. I'm noticing that I'm having these thoughts that aren't serving me because I do want to go on that run. And just observe. Just say it out loud, and and just remind yourself, what would my higher self do? What would the best version of me do? What would a loving self do? What would I do in order for me to love myself through this? Would I go for the run? And then just observe, and if you really are feeling up to going for it, just start small and just saying, okay, I'm just gonna get up and go for 5 minutes. I'm just gonna go for a 5-minute walk. Just a 5-minute walk. Make it super easy. But that's your first task. Write down every single habit and right next to it, write if it is benefiting you or not. In the book, he has a link that has a scorecard to it where you can list your habits. It's at atomichabits.com/scorecard. I can also link it in the description so you can have it handy and you can click on it. But I just did this on a piece of paper and it was super, super helpful. So write down your habits. This is step number 1. Awareness is the first step. Stay tuned for step number 2. I will see you next time. Bye.